Right, so let's look at question 29, budgie. Um, so what I've done is I've translated this table to this spreadsheet over here just to expand on it, break it up a little. This question is actually really asking about standard costs. They've given you a table of budgets, and remember the standards are based on the actual units. We're really almost trying to find what is the standard cost of making a unit. That's the purpose of a budget. The purpose of this budget is to help us find the standard cost for making a unit, really. And then we apply that when it comes to sort of variance analysis to the actual. So we now have, if you like, a flex budget or a standard budget, but based on actual units. A flex budget is a standard unit sort of situation times the actual output. So I can then compare that with what actually happened. Yeah, what actually happened. Okay, great stuff. So let's do this. So it says this, let's first of all find the standard quantity of labor per unit. So I know you did 3,500 units, quantity of labor, and I know that you're supposed to use 1,750 hours to make these units. So to make one unit, right, of course, it must be therefore almost like literally half. So that's 1,750 divided by 3,500, which gives you 0.5 hours, which is the same thing as 30 minutes, of course. So it basically takes you 30 minutes to make each unit, or it should take you, forgive me, it should take you, that's why it says standard, it should take you 30 minutes to make one unit. Let's look at materials. I'm just literally walking through this standard list. So you should be using 7,000 liters. Yes, I'll just get rid of that. You should be using the question, the budgeted quantity of material needed to make 3,000 units of A. The question is to ask is how much material do you need to make one unit of A? Well, you need 7,000 liters will produce 3,500 units, and therefore one unit requires, right, 2 liters. 7,000 divided by 3,500 units, and that's 2 liters. So therefore, to make 3,000 units, I believe the question wanted to know what the standard cost would be to make 3,000 units. Well, if it's 2 liters to make one unit, to make 3,000 liters, 3,000 units, you would need 3,000 times 2 liters. You would need, yes, here we are. So this is just 6,000 liters. 6,000 liters. That's what you would need because you need 2 liters. Yes, here we are. Let me just look at this again very carefully. Yes, and then just go back here because I've literally, yes, so the budgeted quantity of materials, quantity, we just want quantity. And of course, what we need to do is find out what it is for one, what the situation is for one first. And we know it's 2 liters for one, and therefore for 2 liters for one unit, 2 liters for one unit, and therefore for 3,000 units, we would need 3,000 times 2, which is 6,000 liters. Then I believe the question then goes on to ask, well, what about the budgeted time for 3,600 units? What the standard time is, or what the flex budget is? Well, I know it takes 30 minutes to make a unit, therefore half an hour times the 3,600, which gives us the 1,800 hours. And then we now actually cost this. I mean, I could do it in two ways, but I've decided to look at it here that the budgeted cost for each, I mean, you're spending £15,750 on 1,750 hours. That's what we're doing here, right? So the budget labor cost for each hour, therefore, is 15,750 divided by 1,750, which gives you £9 an hour. So it's £9 an hour. So therefore, hence at £9 an hour, the total cost for 3,600 units, given that you're using 1,800 hours to do that, is the 9 times, of course, the 1,800 hours. Because if you're trying to make 3,600 units, you need 1,800 hours, as we have calculated, and therefore your total cost is 16,200. So just being methodical and just finding the standards first. I think that's the issue here. It's very much about finding these standards first. Then the question, I mean, we've done this in class a number of times. The purpose of the budget really is just to give us this 35,000 here and this 3,500, just to give us what are we going to put it into the accounts. How much are we going to put in every time we absorb, every time we put in a unit? Every time you put in a unit, you're going to put £10. That's really all this is helpful for. And then we move because you see from here in February, it says the company budgeted to produce 4,000 units with a fixed production cost of 43,500. That was their sort of situation. Budgeted with you have £10 there. The company budgeted to produce. Oh, okay. Sorry, in this question, yes, that's just £10. So there's no relationship. Sorry, completely different question. But that's what your production overhead is per unit. I believe there's a separate question on that. Um, let's see, where are we? Yes, £10. The budgeted overhead absorption rate is £10. That's what that's doing. We're answering E. Then things are different in February. Things are different in February. In February, what you have is they budget to produce 4,000 units with fixed productions of 43,500. So I have to kind of do this all over again. So like I've written here, the plan is to produce 4,000 units with a fixed production of 43. So I'm going to be putting in basically 43,500 divided by 4, which is 10,875. So the plan is to put in 10,875 for every unit. You can see I put it here. So we will put in 10.875 for every unit we produce. Actual volume is 4,200 units. So that means you've put in 10.875 times 4,200 units, which is 45,675. That's what you've put in so far. But it says the actual overheads are 44,000, which means you've put in too much. You've put in too much. So you need to reduce that. Reduce that by the 1675. Reduce that by the 1675. Cool. And that's how we deal with that question 29. And 29 is similar to 30 and to 31. And so this theory here that we've just done will definitely help you for 30 and 31. Okay.